is Nur Shafika binti Ghani. So I will present about my 4 articles that I searched for. So the first article that I have found, which is Entrepreneurship Education and its Gender Effect on Feasibility, Desirability and Intention for Technology Entrepreneurship among STEM students. So this is the abstract. The study examines the impact of entrepreneurship education on technologies venture intention among STEM students, focusing on gender difference. Results show that entrepreneurship education has a stronger impact on feasibility, desirability, and intention for technology entrepreneurship for female STEM students compared to their male counterpart. This suggests that entrepreneurship education could counteract societal norms that position technology entrepreneurship as less desirable or feasible for women in STEM. Further research is needed to understand the effect on entrepreneurship education on actual entrepreneurial behavior. So this is the keyword: entrepreneurship education, STEM, feasibility, desirability, entrepreneurial intention, technology entrepreneurship, and gender. So this is the introduction for the first article. Women entrepreneurship is receiving increasing attention both in research and policy, yet it is recognized that women-owned ventures tend to concentrate on crowded, low value-added sectors such as retail and catering services. From this perspective, entrepreneurship education could encourage women in STEM by providing skill, competencies, and role models that increase the perceived feasibility and desirability of an entrepreneur career. So this is the theoretical and hypothesis. So this article that use Sharpio and Sokol as a model of entrepreneurial event, which provide insight into feasibility and desirability as a key precursor of technology entrepreneurship. The second one of theory, which is social role, which is illuminate how gender socialization process and condition behavior carries choice. So the hypothesis there have H1A, H1B, H2A, H2B, H3A, H3B, and H3C. So we will move to the next page. So this is the result and discussion about the hypothesis. Testing hypothesis H1A and H1B, entrepreneurship, education, and feasibility. So this result support H1A that entrepreneurship education positively and affect feasibility among STEM students. So for the second one is testing hypothesis H2A and H2B, which is entrepreneurship, education, and desirability. This result partially support H2A that entrepreneurship education positively affect desirability among STEM students. So the third one is testing hypothesis H3A and H3C. Entrepreneurship, education, and intention for technology entrepreneurship are significant and positively related to intention for technology entrepreneurship. These findings support H3A and entrepreneurship education positively affect intention for technology entrepreneurship among STEM students. So the conclusion for the article: first, the student highlight the need for entrepreneurship education to reduce the gender gap in STEM occupation, particularly entrepreneurship. Participant in entrepreneurship course that has a significant effect on female STEM students, while role models do not. As a women, more women enter STEM occupation, the gaps may change. The research aim to spark further studies on reducing the gender gap in high-performing innovation-driving industries. So the second article, which is internal business traveler job exhaustion, effect on travel days spent in short haul and long haul destination, and the moderating role of leader member exchange. So the abstract: a study analyzed that data from Finnish service company employee who took at least one international business trip in 2015. Results show that higher international business travel day lead to higher job exhaustion, especially related to international business travel. High quality leadership (LMX) was found to lower both types of exhaustion. However, low quality LMX did not correlate with IBTEXH for those with high haul travel day. So this is the keyword: international business traveler, long haul business trip, short haul business trip, job exhaustion, leader member exchange, and job demand resources model. So this is the introduction. International business travel typically involve long working hour, time spent in airport and on airplanes. On and operating is stressful and risk-laden work environment. So therefore, it is important to extend the understanding of how business travel affect IBT jobs exhaustion, which has in turn been linked to many important organization outcome in domestic studies such as performance. So this is the theoretical and hypothesis. This article will use GDR theory and the ILHAD process by focusing on a job-specific well-being indicator. So the hypothesis there have H1A, H1B, H1C, H2, H3A, H3B. So they have related with the IV and DV. So this is the result and discussion about the hypothesis. The examination of total international business travel duration revealed a positive relationship with both general job exhaustion supporting H1A. Consequently, H1B, stating that long haul IBT duration has a strong effect on general exhaustion and IBT XH, then short haul IBT duration was not support. So H1C proposed that IBT duration has a stronger associate with IBT XH than with general job exhaustion. H2 was supported by the analysis because LMX has significant negative connection with both general job exhaustion. Thus, H3A was not supported. So this is the conclusion for the second article. The study highlights the importance of geographical context in leadership, highlighting the role of LMX relationship in determining leadership effect. Further research is needed to understand the role of LMX in international context, technology-driven work from and contextual element. So the third article, which is the relationship between entrepreneurial cognition and sustainability orientation, the case of an emerging market. The abstract, which is this study examines the relationship between entrepreneurial cognitive script and sustainability orientation among entrepreneurs and in an emerging economy. Results show a negative relationship with non-entrepreneur being more sustainability oriented. So the keyword sustainable entrepreneurship, entrepreneur cognition, and cognitive script. We move to the introduction. One of the most important studies to refer to this in this matter the achievement and entrepreneurship longitudinal study of McClellan, where he tried to compare between business entrepreneur, business non-entrepreneur, and business professional based on level of need for achievement. In this study that he researched, he has found that men with high need achievement level were more inclined with business occupation that have an entrepreneurial nature where they can satisfy their needs achievement nature more than others traditional occupation. So this is theory that he used, which is this can be referred that to the schema theory that perfectly describe that mindset of entrepreneur, arguing that entrepreneur think in different way than traditional business people, which is enable them to structure and interpret new information. So they have H11, H12, H13, H2, H3, H41, H42, H43, and H45 that all they have negative, significant, that related with the degree. So the result and discussion, sorry for the typo. So H1, H2, H11, H12, H13 were tested using correlation followed by regression in case of significant correlation. Starting with H11, it was concluded that only one component was arrangement script insignificantly correlate with sustainability orientation. Moving on to H12, a positive correlation was found between sustainability orientation. Therefore, H13, there is a negative relationship between ability, script, and sustainability orientation is rejected. This indicates that there is not enough evidence to support the correlation between the two variables, and accordingly, no further regression tests were carried out. As for H2, the finding of the K-means cluster analysis showed that seeking focus is the most significant cognitive script in differentiating between the two clusters. To address the result of H3 block. Also, the finding has shown that non-entrepreneurs seem to be more sustainability oriented than actual entrepreneurs. This finding indicate two main things. As for H4, independent sample t-test has been conducted to identify the relationship between occupation and each one of the script, and the only significant relationship was found in willingness script. Additionally, H5 as well was tested via an independent sample t-test, which has shown as insignificant relationship between sustainability orientation and occupation. So the conclusion, the study aimed to explore the link between entrepreneurial cognition and sustainability orientation in developing nations. It found that entrepreneurs in Egypt are more willing to try new situations, have higher risk acceptance, and have less fear of failure. This is in line with the GEM report, which showed that Egyptian entrepreneur fear of failure is less than the global average by almost 10%. So the last article, which is the fourth article, appraisal method, relationship between entrepreneur stress appraisal and venture-based outcome. These studies investigate stress appraisal impact on entrepreneurial outcome, analyzing data from 100 entrepreneurs and 142 entrepreneurs. Results show entrepreneur appraise venture-related stressor differently, which challenge stress appraisal positively influence aspect financial well-being and life satisfaction. So the keyword is entrepreneur, cognition, and psychology. So the introduction is starting and running a business is demanding. Entrepreneurs face high amount of uncertainty, workload, and time demand. This work demand can be considerable sources of stress, which can negatively impact entrepreneur behavior and decision. However, stress can also play a critical positive role in early stage entrepreneurship. Nonetheless, considerable confusion remains about the stress process in entrepreneur. So the theory and hypothesis. This paper that introduced a different approach to investigate the relationship between stress and entrepreneur outcome, drawing on the transactional theory of stress and coping, which emphasizes individual varied perception of the same external event. This paper focused on a critical component of the stress process, stress appraisal. So the hypothesis, there have four hypotheses, which is H1, H2, H3, and H4. So the result and discussion. Stress appraisal have a negative relationship with expected financial well-being, which is supporting hypothesis 1A and 1B. Hypothesis 1 was not support. Challenge appraisal had a positive relationship with expected life satisfaction, supporting hypothesis 2A. However, Hypothesis 2B and 2C were not support. As straight and hadrons, appraisal did not have statistically significant relation with expected life certification. Had a positive relationship with expected business growth, leading us to reject all the hypothesis 3. The positive relationship between entrepreneur appraisal of growing their business as a hydrants and expected business growth was opposite of what was theorized. Hypothesis 4A was not support, however, there was a statistically significant positive relationship between trade appraisal and exit intention. Hypothesis 4B also there was a significant negative relationship between hydrants, appraisal and exit intention that supporting hypothesis 4. So the conclusion for the fourth article, this study examines entrepreneur stress appraisal, focusing on challenge, threat, and hydrants, and find that stress appraisal explain more variance in entrepreneur outcome than work demand. Thank you. That's all from me.
A very good day to Madam Nohana. My name is Nurul Nadira binti Ahmad Arif. I'll be presenting to you my mini research conceptual paper. I'm from Group 1. So let's proceed to this Article 1. The title of this Article 1 is Enhancing International Marketing Capability and Export Performance of Emerging Market SMEs in Crisis, Strategic Flexibility and Digital Technologies. The purpose of this research is to examine the impact of strategic flexibility of international strategic alliances, ISAS, on export performance of emerging markets, small and medium-sized enterprises, ESMES, during crisis, focusing on the mediating role of international marketing capability and the moderating effect of digital technology adoption. The methodology, conceptual, based on international alliances and dynamic capability perspectives, analyzed using hierarchical moderated regression analysis of survey data from 129 ESMES in Pakistan. The findings are strategic flexibility of ISAS positively influences export performance of ESMES during crisis. International marketing capability mediates the relationship between strategic flexibility of ISAS and export performance. Digital technology adoption enhances the positive relationship between strategic flexibility of ISAS and international marketing capability. The contributions provides insights on how ESMES can enhance export performance during crisis by leveraging strategic flexibility of ISAS, international marketing capability, and digital technologies. It also offers valuable guidance to ESMES in emerging markets and adds to the literature on international marketing strategy and crisis management. For the introduction, SMEs face the challenge of enhancing survival and competitiveness in today's rapidly evolving landscape. Digitalization and reduced trade barriers have provided opportunities for SMEs, including ESMEs, facing domestic challenges to enter distant markets. External crises like the COVID-19 pandemic have impacted ESMEs export performance, necessitating explorations of factors to boost performance, duration, and after crisis. The ISAS are crucial for ESMEs to access resources, but strategic flexibility becomes essential during uncertain times, providing a competitive advantage in foreign markets. The study examines the strategic flexibility of ISAS as a dynamic capability enabling ESMEs to respond effectively to crisis and drive export performance. Moreover, international marketing capability acts as a mediator between the strategic flexibility of ISAS and export performance, further influencing ESMES success. Here is the theoretical development of this research. As you can see, the theory used are the dynamic capability, where it emphasized the strategic flexibility of ISAS as a dynamic capability. Additionally, the study incorporates the international marketing literature to explore the mediating role of international marketing capabilities. The adoption of digital technologies is also considered as contingency factor, enhancing the relationship between strategic flexibility and international marketing capabilities. For the hypothesis, the H1, H2, and H3 are all supported. Methodology of this research, the sampling frame, Pakistan Chambers of Commerce and Industry, Pakistan Export Directory. Eligibility criteria are independent firms, privately owned, lesser than 250 employees, and more than 3 years of export experience, international alliance experience. For a survey conducted with top managers, owners, CEOs, senior managers of eligible ESMES between May 2021 and August 2021. The survey administered in English commonly used in Pakistan organizations, and the study used multi-item constructs with 7-point rating scales to measure the variables. The data analyzed using regression analysis and other appropriate statistical techniques. For the results and discussion of this Article 1, CFA results showed strong construct reliability and validity. The hypothesis 1 supported strategic flexibility of IS positively influenced ESMES export performance. The hypothesis 2 supported international marketing capability mediated the relationship between strategic flexibility of ISAS and export performance. And lastly, the hypothesis 3 supported adoption of digital technologies moderated the impact of strategic flexibility on international marketing capability. Higher adoption strengthened the effect. For the discussion, findings emphasized the importance of strategic flexibility in ISAS for ESMES during crisis. Moreover, strategic flexibility allows ESMES to modify or exit underperforming alliances, enhancing export performance, and international marketing capability plays a mediating role, enabling ESMES to adapt marketing strategies in foreign markets. The adoption of digital technology strengthens the relationship between strategic flexibility and marketing capability, and policymakers and practitioners should promote adaptive capabilities and digital technology adoption for ESMES competitiveness and resilience in challenging economic environments. Conclusion for Article 1. The research provides valuable insights for policymakers, ESME managers, and scholars in international business. The importance of strategic flexibility, international marketing capability, and digital technology adoption for ESMES during crisis, and policymakers can create an enabling environment for digital technology adoption and international alliances. In addition, ESMES managers can use the findings to develop effective strategies for international expansions and marketing, and the limitations include reliance on self-reports, suggesting future research with multiple data sources and longitudinal studies. Overall, ESMES can enhance competitiveness and resilience in international markets by leveraging these factors. We proceed to the Article 2, which is a comparative benchmark model for SMES variable entrepreneur emotional intelligence. The abstract for this research is to explore how emotional intelligence AI impacts SMES sustainable competitiveness. The survey of 397 Malaysian SMEs using regression analysis, the findings AI factors, which is self-confidence, self-innovation, self-inspiration, and self-vision, contribute significantly to entrepreneurial success, nearly 30% of overall. The implications provides SMEs, managers, and entrepreneurs with a benchmark model for success and emphasizes EI's role in enhancing competitiveness. The introduction for Article 2, SME success relies on entrepreneurial capabilities and human capital attributes. Human capital attributes include intelligence, innovativeness, EI, and other qualities driving performance and competitiveness. Moreover, the dynamic knowledge and capability theory highlight the importance of intelligence and innovativeness for growth and limited understanding of factors inspiring SMEs' performance. Halal food industry offers economic opportunities, but SMEs face competitiveness challenges. The entrepreneurs play a vital role in rural employment and income in agriculture, and research explores significance of human capital attributes in driving SMEs' success, especially in halal food industry and agriculture. Next, the theoretical development of Article 2. The theory used are research-based view, RVB, theory of dynamic knowledge and capability, emotional intelligence EI theory, and entrepreneurship theory. The hypotheses are all supported. For the methodology, the survey method with a self-administered questionnaire used to collect data from 397 SMEs in Malaysia. The sample selected from Pharma Portal Guide under Ministry of Agriculture and Agro-Based Industry. Moreover, majority of respondents are male, which is 83.1%, married 87.1%, primarily Malay 60.2%. In addition, 46.1% above 50 years old, 46 completed primary, 42 completed secondary education, and 80% lack IT literacy, 48% had over 15 years in entrepreneurship, and 10% use high technology. Results and discussion for Article 2, EI factors, self-confidence, self-innovation, self-inspiration, and self-vision were rated high by SME entrepreneurs, mean scores above 3.35. Next, positive and significant correlations found between EI factors and entrepreneurial performance, and EI factors accounted for 26.5% of the variance in entrepreneurial performance. Self-vision was the most significant predictor, followed by self-innovation. For the discussion, EI is crucial for SMEs' competitiveness and growth in the agribusiness industry, and developing EI attributes can enhance entrepreneurs' capabilities in managing challenges. For study limitations, specific context in Malaysia, reliance on self-reported data, and for future research should consider longitudinal and cross-cultural comparisons to validate findings. Okay, for the conclusion of this Article 2, EI is crucial for SMEs' sustainable competitiveness and growth in agribusiness, and entrepreneurs with clear vision, innovation, self-confidence, and inspiration can perform better. Prioritize EI development programs for entrepreneurs and invest in human capital and nurture EI attributes for resilient and competitive entrepreneurial landscape. For future research should consider longitudinal and cross-cultural comparisons, and research contributes to understanding EI's impact on SMEs' performance. Recognizing EI's significance can lead to targeted strategies supporting growth and competitive advantage in agribusiness. Proceed with Article 3, the impact of employee entrepreneurship on sustainable innovation capability, the effect of value co-creation and role stress. This research investigates employee entrepreneurship impact on enterprises' sustainable innovation capability. Next, the data from an online questionnaire survey with 356 responses from China were analyzed, and positive relationship found between employee entrepreneurship and sustainable innovation capability. The role stress negatively moderates link between employee entrepreneurship and value co-creation, whereby effective role management needed to leverage value co-creation benefits for sustainable innovation, and the practical implications provided for enterprises to enhance innovation capabilities in uncertain environments. The introduction for Article 3, entrepreneurship drives growth, innovation, and competition, and employees show entrepreneurial traits in the digital era. Employee entrepreneurship and its impact on firm performance are less explored. That is why this research examines employee entrepreneurship's influence on sustainable innovation capability. Sustainable innovation capability is crucial for a competitive edge in dynamic business environments, and employee entrepreneurship is driven by autonomy and motivation in flat-term structures. The study explores how employee entrepreneurship enhances sustainable innovation value co-creation with consumers, where role stress may moderate employees' commitment to value co-creation. Understanding employee entrepreneurship unlocks potential for sustainable innovation and competitive advantage. Here is the theoretical development of Article 3, whereby Article 3 uses digital transformation and employee entrepreneurship theory, enterprise sustainable innovation capability theory, and also value co-creation theory. For the hypothesis, all of the 4 hypotheses are supported. Let's proceed to the methodology. Methodology study tests employee entrepreneurship, value co-creation, and enterprise sustainable innovation in digital transformation in enterprises. The data was collected from managers and employees in various industries in China, which is 356 valid questionnaires. The measurements are used like a 5-point scale for the variables, and in the variable is employee entrepreneurship, which is 4 factors and 18 items, mitigating variable, value co-creation, 12 items, moderating variable, role stress, 15 items, the dependent variable, enterprise sustainable innovation capability, 5 items. The reliability and validity is good reliability, whereby punch alpha above 0.70, which is a good discriminant validity. The common method, bias, no significant interference with research conclusions. Results and discussion for Article 3 are: employee entrepreneurship, it positively influences sustainable innovation capability through value co-creation. Value-oriented, entrepreneurial, community-oriented, and adaptable employees contribute significantly to enterprise value co-creation. Moreover, value co-creation positively impacts enterprise sustainable innovation capability by enhancing interactions within the organization. Enhanced interactions lead to continuous improvements and a competitive advantage in the market. Meanwhile, the discussion for employee entrepreneurship fosters innovation and overall organizational well aligning with Tractor's argument. The role stress negatively moderates the relationship between employee entrepreneurships and value co-creation. All ambiguity, conflict, and overlap hinder the promoting effect of employee entrepreneurship and value co-creation. The diverse roles and flattened organizational structures during digital transformation impact employee motivation and weaken the influence on value co-creation. The conclusion for Article 3, employee entrepreneurship significantly enhances enterprise sustainable innovation capability, and it's also positive effect partly mediated by value co-creation leading to continuous improvement and competitive advantage. The role stress acts as a moderating factor, potentially hindering employee engagement in value co-creation, and fostering a culture supporting employee entrepreneurship can drive sustainable growth and competitive advantage in the digital age. For the Article 4, international assignments of employees and entrepreneurial intentions, the mediating role of human capital, social capital, and career prospects. The aim of this research is to explore the relationship between international assignments, IS, and employees' entrepreneurial intentions using HC, SC, and Jack of all trades theories. The data used online survey with 223 complete responses from professionals and managers in Germany and Switzerland. The methodology carefully designed questionnaire with well-tested scales and multiple mediation modeling used to test hypotheses. The findings as positively relate to the entrepreneurial attention through diverse skills, relationship, and limited career prospects. The limitation, simple random and snowball sampling methods used with involvement from headhunters, international employers, and relocation companies. For practical implications, significant insights for employees and employees in fostering entrepreneurial ambitions of international assignees, and the contribution, first empirical investigation focusing on entrepreneurial ambitions of international assignees, providing valuable initial insights. Proceed to the introduction. The introduction for Article 4, the study explores how international assignments IS influence employees' entrepreneurial intentions, whereby IS offer unique opportunities for skill development and network building. The impact of IS on employees' entrepreneurial intention is underexplored, which, drawing on human capital, HC, and social capital SC theories, study investigates the relationship between IS and entrepreneurial intentions. The hypothesis positive relationship mediated by diverse HC, extensive SC, and unfavorable career prospects. The data from professionals and managers in German-speaking countries analyzed using multiple mediation modeling, and the study sheds light on IS as breeding grounds for entrepreneurial ventures and cross-cultural experiences impact on decision-making. It identifies employees with higher propensity for business startups, relevant for research on early internationalizers and born globals. Here is the theoretical development of Article 4. The theory used in Article 4 are human capital theory, social capital theory, and poor career prospects. The hypotheses are all being supported. Let's proceed to methodology. Online survey was conducted within 223 professionals and managers in Germany and Switzerland. The entrepreneurial intentions measure on a 7-point scale indicating likelihood of becoming an entrepreneur in the next 24 months. The independent variable, which is international assignment IS represented by binary variable, and the mating variables are diverse human capital, social capital, and poor career prospects. The control variables, age and firm size, SMEs within up to 249 employees, and the data analyzed using multiple mediation and modeling to test hypothesis on mediating role of diverse HC, SC endowments, and poor career prospects in relationship between IS and entrepreneurial intentions. The result and discussion for Article 4 are the total effect that G shows a positive relationship between IS and entrepreneurial intention, which is beta equals to 0.46 and the P equals to 0.067. The both Bootstrapping estimation confirms diverse HC and SC endowments and per-career prospects mediate the relationship between IS and entrepreneurial intentions, whereby it supports H1, H2, and H3. The discussion: international assignments play a vital role in fostering diverse human capital, expanding social capital network, and shaping employees' entrepreneurial intention. The mediation of diverse HC and SC endowments and per-career prospects emphasizes the importance of IS in driving employees' entrepreneurial aspirations. Lastly, for conclusion, Article 4, the employees can strategically seek international assignments for diverse skills and network resources to nurture entrepreneurial aspirations, and it also can focus on talent retention and knowledge management strategies after international assignments. Moreover, it explores factors influencing entrepreneurial intentions among international assignees, including perceived desirability, feasibility, self-selection bias, organizational characteristics, and cultural differences. It recognizes international assignees as potential entrepreneurs stimulating further studies and for individuals seeking international assignments and organizations utilizing repatriates expertise. Last but not least, nurturing entrepreneurial attention contributes to economic growth and prosperity. Thank you. That is all from me. I'll pass to the next presenter.
Hi, my name is Muhammad Shazim Anwar. My repeat number is 01202202079. So, this is for my seminar International Business for Communication. So, I'm listening for Article 1, Article 2, Article 3, and Article 4, which is for Article 1 is effectual networking capability and SME performance in international B2B market. For Article 2, impact of organization dynamic capability on international expansion and the moderating role of environmental dynamism. Article 3 is international competitive strategy, organizational learning, and expert performance, mass and mid-mass conceptualization. Article 4 is when and how mental tie matter in international competitive strategy, export, financial, and strategic performance framework, standardized and all customized approach. So for Article 1 is what is abstract. International partnership and marketing access report the impact of effectual decision logic on small and medium-sized entrepreneurship (SME). This show the effectual logic of decision making enhance the overall performance of SME in national business to business market to remain the puzzle in the field. So the author also used 142 open-ended responses to provide post associated expertly analysis. Also the finding of the study such as that networking capability mechanism through which the logic of decision making enhance the international performance of SME. For the keyword is effectual decision making, networking capability, international performance, SME, international B2B market. For the introduction for this article is effectual offer insight into the focal question of how entrepreneurial decision making works impact small and medium sized entrepreneurship, which is SME performance, just as contributes structurally to international entrepreneur, i.e., and international marketing, i.e., business. So this is for theoretical development. As you can see, we have IV, MV, and also DV. For the IV, it's actual DM. So MV is networking capability. For the DV, is dependent variable is overall international performance. So there are two theory which is effectual decision making, SME, internationalization. The picture has been dominated by the examination of causal approach to decision making. The basic assumption in model is that the future predictable. For the second, theory effectual and small and medium sized enterprise international performance. The relationship between decision-making logic and performance has been studied in IE and IM literature. So effectual theory provide uh, a useful framework to explain the impact of contingency as well as managerial condition and action on international performance of SME. This is for methodology. We have two that I stated. So basically, for example, we saw a sample of firm that will exhibit varying level of industrialization while focusing on manufacturing firm. Firm in manufacturing industry show greater variation in internationalization pattern than service firm. We focus on SMEs because their internationalization strategy is not as uh, it would be in multinational company. For the second point in process, we collect data from founder or manager in charge of the international business. We notice email will send before the sending a link to the online survey to ensure responder will not consider the survey as isolated email. Okay, for the result, basically that I research manager implication. The study suggests that SME founder or manager influential logic of decision-making influence their format in business B2B market. For the theoretical implication, the study improve our understanding of the impact of intellectual logic of SME, overall performance in international market. We contribute to the IE and IN literature by prioritizing testing the mediating role of the SME and working stability between the logic of decision making. For the conclusion is basically for the research, the link between SME founder, manager, logic of decision making and SME performance in international B2B market is an important issue in RE and RM study. Yet it seems simplistic to make a direct association between decision making and performance. Define the mechanism through which inflation logic influence SME performance in international B2B market provide considerable contribution to IM and industrial research. So for this article too, this is the abstract and the purpose of the research and also the study to examine the impact of dynamic capability, which is DC, of the organization on international expansion and further investigate the moderate role of the environmental dynamic in the same context based on the dynamic capability view distributory related literature on the international business strategy. So for introduction is the term of organization theory dynamic capability DC is considered as an organization ability to purposely adapt its different resources. The concept has been interpreted as an organization ability to successfully integrate, build and configure competency for addressing the rapid changing business environment. So basically, this is theoretical developments. As you can see, for the IV, sensing ability, judgment ability, and for the moderator is environment and dynamism. For mediator is international capability, marketing capability, technology, innovation capability. For the dependent variable is international expansion ability. So there are two theory here. The theory underpinning the present study investigate how organizations' ability influenced by environmental dynamic could help organizations to expand business in international market by enhancing internal marketing ability. For the second theory is sensing ability. This theory consider sensing ability as the end of organization to be one of the important DC with the ability and organization can be better developed, amplified, and co-developed. So this for the methodology. We have we said before they have two measurement instrument. The questionnaire was developed by adopting appropriate measure from the extended literature. The question were quantified using a 5-point Likert scale as already stated. The questionnaire was pre-test with 50 academic as well as business professional by following instruction on the performance survey question. For collection data to target usable respondent as a list of organization was obtained from the Bombay Stock Exchange, which is in India. This is for result and discussion, measurement property and minimum validity test. To assist the content validity, the loading factor of each item has been measured to verify the validity reliable and internally consistent of each construct. The average variable extract AVE composite WTCR and crossbar alpha A were each estimated. Moderator analysis is known that if the p-value difference of the effect on two category moderator or linkage is either greater than 0.695, 0.95, or less than 0.05, then the effect of the moderator on linkage are significant. For the conclusion, the present study has provided several theoretical and practical applications, but the study is not free from all limitation. The study has used the DCT theory, which is known to suffer from the effect of contact insensitivity. CB is not able to identify the proper information, and the capability of organization will be most valuable. So for the article 3, the study aimed to examine the effect of international competitive strategy, cost leadership and representation on export, market share and strategic performance. Also, the study further explored the role of exploitative and exploratory organization learning in the relationship between in the international competitive strategy and export performance. There are many keywords here, organizational learning, market share, export performance, and strategic performance, and so on. For the introduction for this article is international enterprise are keen on developing and improving their knowledge base as the profession of superior knowledge has the potential to achieve a competitively advantageous position in the foreign marketplace. Research indicate that knowledge acquisition and organization learning are important strategic tools that can help firms to develop new capability and provide the basic for innovation and strategy renewal. For the technical development, as you can see, for the IB is international competitive strategy. For the moderator is organization learning orientation. For the dependent variable is export performance. There are two theory here, organizational learning theory. This can help firms to enhance their manufacturing, production, and management process. For the second point is contingent theoretical. Therefore, organizational learning theory can now be employed as a key contingent theoretical foundation in research relating to competitive strategy. For the methodology, there have 3 points here. Export performance. Export performance in the study is reflected in both market share and strategic performance in relation to the most important exporting product in the destination country. Second point is international competitive strategy. As suggested previously, competitive strategy include cost leadership and product representation. We follow previous study to measure cost leadership using composite side of the 7 items. The third point is organizational learning. In the line with previous study, we measure exploitative and exploratory learning using composite index of 5 items for each. For the result and discussion, our study advanced and extend organizational learning in teacher by providing a match need and mismatch conceptualization relating to international competitive strategy. Our study advanced the extend teacher by confirming that organizational learning theory can be used as a key underpin contingent theoretical foundation for international competitive strategy research. So for the conclusion for this article is Finally, future study to consider other factors that may evidence relationship with export performance. For example, the commitment to the product positivity is possibly one of the such variable. In addition, research may include environmental turbulence variable. For the last article, which is Article 4, for the abstract, the study aims to present two contingent framework that emphasize the moderation role of management type entities in the national strategy, export, financial, and strategic performance framework. For the introduction is international enterprise are keen on developing improving their knowledge based as the position of the superior knowledge has been potential to achieve competitive advantage position in the foreign marketplace. So for this theoretical developments, organizing networking revealed that methodology post the survey method was adapted to collect primary research data as sampling frame of 318 New Zealand firms exporting to the EU region was rated from Compass and done by business database. For the result, our study finding at new contingent theoretical framework to the existing international strategy and export performance literature. This new insight advanced to study that only explore the direct effect of international competitive strategy on export performance. So for the second point is manager implication. Our results suggest that by adequately matching the type of international competitive strategy and business type exporting firm financial and strategic performance in the host market can be significantly enhanced. For the last slide is a which is conclusion for this article. Likewise, the quality of the study findings turns into relativities to sample size. Because the focus of our study on exporting firm operating in the EU region only, the ability of our sample frame is constrained. The probability and reliability of our result can be substantially improved with large sample size. Similarly, it's important to evaluate whether the finding of the study can be confirmed by exporting firms operating in other developing regions such as North America and perhaps in emerging market, Russia and China. So that's it for my part. Hi, Assalamualaikum and very good evening. My name is Muhammad Azrul Anwar, and I will be presenting about my media research conceptual paper. Alright, this is my first article, which is International New Venture Performance Role of International Entrepreneurial Culture and Ambidextrous Innovation and Dynamic Marketing Capability. This is abstract. International New Venture contend with environmental dynamics in global market, compelling firms to enhance their innovation and marketing capability. We utilize the concept of international entrepreneurship culture, which is IEC, to better understand how INV advanced innovation and dynamic marketing capability to succeed in their international activity. The finding highlight that IEC influence both ambidextrous innovation, dynamic marketing capability, and together this link to INV performance gain. Additionally, the results indicate that international entrepreneurial culture is of greater significance in developing ambidextrous innovation when environmental dynamism is present. Right, this introduction in the era of integrated global economy, scholars and practitioners alike have witnessed the rise of small and medium enterprise entry, rapid extension in international market. As a result, international entrepreneurship scholars aim to understand how This firm successfully economized given their resource efficiency. In this study, we draw the dynamic capability view to bring forward IEC as a means to examine how INV shape ambidextrous innovation and dynamic marketing capability necessary to support national performance. This is the theoretical development. Uh, in this article, use the structural equalization model (SEM), which is measure and estimate of structural equation model discussed, followed by an analysis of the result. Finally, we conclude with a discussion of theoretical and practical implication, as well the limitation of our study future research direction. As you can see in the picture here, we have the IV mediator, also moderator, connect to the independent variable, which is DV. Move on to the hypothesis, which is we have seven. The first one will be the international entrepreneurial culture is positively related to ambidextrous innovation of INV, which is supported. And the second one will be culture is positively related to marketing capability, also supported. And the third one will be the innovation is positively related to dynamic marketing capability, also supported. And the next one will be ambidextrous innovation is positively related to energy performance. This one will be not supported. And the hypothesis one will be dynamic marketing capability are positively related to NF performance, which is supported. And we have some hypothesis 6A, environmental dynamics positively moderate the relationship between national entrepreneurial culture and ambidextrous innovation, which is not supported. And the B will be the environmental not supported. And for the hypothesis 7, international entrepreneurial culture is positively related to NNF and NV performance not supported. We move on to methodology, which is survey use the owner, entrepreneur, director of or manager of the firm as the key respondent, as the individuals responsible for implementing organizational strategy towards accomplish firm objective, and using a t-test to identify potential difference on key demographic variable, example firm size, industry, year of establishment, speed of utilization, scope, and scale. Move on to the result and discussion, which is the first one. We conclude a series of two-factor model to assess of a possible pair of construct. We perform each model two times. Initially constrain the phi coefficient to 1.0 and then varying the parameter. And additionally, perform the confidence interval test to assess discriminant fidelity between construct. This test involves calculating a confidence interval of plus or minus 2 standard error around the correlation between construct and determining whether this interval equal 1.0. This will be the conclusion of the article 1. Several limitation of the present research provide opportunity for further scholarly investigation. The essence of emerging economy is that they are dynamic, so it's necessary to consider this market change. And for the longitudinal study would allow firms to be studied over time, provide a clearer picture of the causal effect of IEC, ambidextrous innovation and dynamic marketing capability on R&D performance. Which is the next one will be additionally the study provide insight into the performance outcome of ambidextrous innovation and dynamic marketing capability of INV. Dynamic capability are characterized as higher order capability and process that support operational capability, which is supported by things 2012. Alright, this will be my second article. The topic will be the business model, innovation, and entrepreneurial oriented relationship in SME implication for international performance. This year will be the abstract, which is specifically we explore the mediating role of BMI in the relationship between EO and international performance among internationalizing SME. Drawing on a cross-industrial sample of 95 personnel, finished SME, we empirically test the hypothesis relation by developing a complementary factor analyze measurement model with subsequent application of ordinary at least square multiple regression. And the study contributed to the IE literature by illustrate the dynamic of BMI and providing evidence of the linkage between strategy orientation and BMI in the international performance of SME. This will be the direction. IE, which is international entrepreneurship research, is increasingly reflecting on the strategy issue and challenge that entrepreneurs face as they recognize and seize opportunity in foreign market. Indeed, there is a limited extent, i.e. literature examining the combined role of strategic orientation and firm activities such as BMI in the SME process. For the theoretical development, the better data were collected via the structured online survey instrument from cross-industrial sample of SME in Finland over 6 months Spain. And this industry sector included in the initial draw were forest industry, chemical industry, metal manufacturer, mining, brewing, energy, water, was wasted management, and construction industry. As you can see in this picture is uh, the IV will be the entrepreneur and international, and the DV will be the business model. For the theoretical development, we only have three, which is all for the H1 and H2 is supported, and the third one is not supported. For the methodology, during the data collection process, we get the post respond daily and send to a round of reminder email to those who had not responded within 2 weeks of the initial contact. Of the final respondents, 64% notified in bracket had international operation, thus they constitute the final sample. The SMB had 58 employees on average and average age 33 years and which have been operating industry for an average of 20 years. This will be the result and discussion. Data were collected from the cross-industrial sample in Finland based on 7-point scale and notified internalizing SME comprise the sample used in the analysis. And the result demonstrates that EO has a positive and significant impact on BMI, also being positively significant related to the international performance of SME. And this will be the conclusion. Several studies have identified a positive relation between EO and international performance, and such as access to finance, firm size, and culture. Through this study, we established that EO positively significant effect BMI. Alright, so let's go through the article 3, which is the SME international performance in Latin America, the role of entrepreneurial and technological capability, which is the abstract will be the study proposed the test conceptual model and consider managerial and technology related capability and their impact on international performance, which is CFA confirmatory factor analysis, develop underlying multi-item construct and structural equation modeling SEM to test the model with data to 60 million SME. And the keynote will be the internet entrepreneurship orientation and resource-based view and SME in Chile. Alright, this will be the introduction. There has been rising a trend in a small, medium size and performance as a most important topic for investigation. Academic and government agencies recognize that they need a better understanding of the international process of SME. For example, the internet support the international expansion of SME. It will be the theoretical development and the study test relationship between entrepreneur and internet-based capability drawing a RBB resource review and capability approach. This will be the IV, IEO and IMC, which is the IEOR will be the moderator and CRIN will be the moderator and IP will be the TV. This will be the hypothesis, which is as you can see here, hypothesis 1 not supported, hypothesis 2 supported, 3 also supported, until 5 will be supported, and 6 not supported, and 7 will be supported. The methodology for this article is selected as the most comprehensive and current database available of entrepreneur in Chile. An email invitation presenting the research theme objective of the study and the online survey link was sent to participants. The survey instrument was a structured questionnaire. This questionnaire was developed in English, then translated to Spanish. For the result and the discussion, the result for the study demonstrate a contribution of international entrepreneur orientation, and the result significantly that this orientation fully mediated by both technology-led international network. And the result also show that mediate model whereby international entrepreneur orientation does not share a direct relationship with SME international performance. And the conclusion, based on the data collected from Chilean SME, the finding of the study contribute to a previous research which suggests that firm technology-related capability has a positive impact on international performance. Also, the result of the study contribute to the literature by expanding the extent research on SME. For the last article that I will be presenting, which is breakthrough innovation in international business, the impact that innovation and market innovation of performance, which in the study analyze the extent to which breakthrough innovation, both the innovation, market innovation, and the keyword will be the innovation, market innovation, expect performance, and exporting value creation. For the introduction, pioneer sources of value creation through innovation, such as the introduction of new technology and creation of new market. Research on exporting continue to be vital, as exporting is often the first step in from internationalization process. Such as an exported performance depend on the value created by innovation, which is then depend on the value recognized by importers. This will be the theoretical development. Theory we use in this is according to Peters, innovation is the sources of value creation. As you can see, this is the IV, the innovation, market innovation, and the three will be the moderator, and the two last one will be the DV, which is dependent. This is will be the continue from the above. As you can see, is there are quiet balance, which is half supported and less rejected. And for the methodology, the study used from the data collected from Portuguese in 2014. Portuguese exported 63.1 billion, making in the 50 largest exported in the world. And a sample of 1,332 exporting manufacturing firms was drawn from a Portuguese government agency database. And the result and discussion will be the innovation represent state of the art, theoretical advance, which is technology improve customer benefit over existing product. And in an international business context, our research revealed that the tech innovation has an impact on both economy and the export performance of firm. And in conclusion, we believe that this paper provide a foundation for further endeavor to advance the innovation field in international research. Overall, there was support for the center-based thesis in this research. Right, that's all for me. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Wan Muhammad Maiman, and I will present about the four article that I choose is number one is culture and international business, review as agenda. Second one is the indirect effect of online marketing capabilities on the international performance of e-commerce SMEs. The one is entrepreneur orientation SME international performance, the ability of networking capability and experiential learning. And last one is factors affecting SMEs strategic decision to approach international markets. So going to article one is basically the abstract is to explore the role of culture in international business in internalization outcomes through systemic review and analysis of article published between 2009 until 2019. And the cluster will group into independent factors and internalization outcome factors. So the impression is basically international business research focus on the key decision takes by the firms while expanding the operation outside national boundaries. And a multinational enterprise M&Es operating in diverse social contexts and different political and economic environments. And going to theoretical development. And basically, the theoretical is transaction cost theory, and resource-based view and agency theory state that were used to explain and justify the decision made by firms when they move to different environments. For the methodology is the study was to perform following the widely accepted guidelines and methodology found in the peer review literature, Paul and Rosado Serrano 2019. And for result and discussion is hypothesis one is national culture will have positive effect on firm performance and other internationalization outcomes in different institutional contexts. So the hypothesis one was support. For hypothesis two is low external uncertainty evidence will have positive effect on firm performance and other internet internationalizations outcomes. And this one is supported. For hypothesis three is entrepreneurial mindset will have a positive effect on a firm performance and other internalizations outcomes. This one is not supported. And last one is interaction will have a positive effect on a firm performance and other internationalizations outcomes. This one is support. And for the conclusion is to identify knowledge gaps and importance area for future research on the relationship between culture and international business. As a first contribution, the paper discuss prominent theories, their characteristic in various contexts and ways they can be successfully used in the culture research. So going to the article number two is for the abstract is international e-commerce is strong global trend push by a tailwind of bolstering economic policies and basically changing customer behaviors and improve logistic and technologies. And for the introduction is international e-commerce is coming of age, bolstered by the new consumer behaviors and large-scale political efforts and aim at creating well-functioning digital markets through supporting infrastructure and regulations. And for the strategic developments is Thomas used these capabilities perspective to examine samples of 603 SMEs in different industries, showing that online capabilities are particularly important for small companies that need to establish market positions. And for this methodology is in this study, we use survey data to investigate the hypothesis model. The data is analyzed by the mediation analysis, and this approach is suitable for confirmatory and analysis of a theory and for testing complex causal structures. And for the result and discussion is for hypothesis one is online marketing capability has a positive effect on the international performance of SMEs, and this one is supported. And hypothesis two is market driven origin mediates the effect the online marketing capability has on international performance, and this one is supported. And last one is the deliberate and systemic attainment of both market driving and market delivering orientations here are good to enable SMEs to avoid failing. And the hypothesis is market driving orientation partially mediates the effect that online marketing capability has on international performance, and this one is supported. For the conclusion is the findings of the study imply that the sharpening of retail companies, OMCs, and ongoing process. And one reason for this is that the markets are characterized by intensive competitions and the new retail concepts often drown in the noise. And going to the article 3 is for the abstract is to gain the knowledge of entrepreneurial orientation EU by examining EU in the context of international performance of small and medium-sized enterprise SMEs. For the introduction is EU in the international entrepreneurship, IE context has recently gained momentum, largely due to the increasing globalizations of markets. And EU defined as the forms of strategic posture relating to the process and decision-making activity that lead to the new market entry. And for the theoretical development is number one is EU and number two is SME. So basically, scholars have investigated internationalization as an entrepreneurial act of identifying and exploiting international opportunities. And within the IE literature, consensus exists that international opportunities are developed in pursuits of competitive advantage and better performance. For the result and discussions on this article, basically hypothesis one is networking capability mediates the relation between EU and the international performance of SMEs. So basically, this one is supported. And hypothesis two is experiential learning mediates the relationship between EU and international performance of SMEs. By now, we have argued that both EU and networking capability enhance MSC international performance. We further expose that EU enhance MSC international performance through its effect on the network capability. So basically, this one is supported. And for the conclusion is the impact of EU on international performance of SMEs is an important issue in IE studies, since EU can produce a range of effects on performance. Research is called for to introduce theoretically and practically relevant variables that reduce this variance. And for the last article is for the abstract is the internationalization challenge that face all companies are no longer the exclusive concerns of multinationals. Participant in the international marketplace has become a relative for large firms and small medium-sized enterprise SMEs alike. And this approach to apply multiverse analyze to test the dimensions of internationalization. We find that the discussions of SMEs to internalize involve as an institutional change in response to external pressure in the home country. And for the introduction is with the increasing internationalization of commercial and industrial activities, the internationalization of business concerns both large and small companies. It is no longer restricted to the most daring companies or those devoted to operating abroad. For the theoretical development is portraying the relationship as a process of strategic management whereby firm assess the changing conditions of the international environment and based on their resource. And basically to develop a stable organizational response that involves processing international borders. And for the result and discussion is hypothesis one, inhibiting factors have a significant influence on the strategic approach to the internationalization. So basically this was support. And for the hypothesis two is market characteristics have a significant influence on the strategic approach to the internationalization. So this one basically is it's not support. And for the conclusion is the objective of this research was to understand if the characteristic of the external market, the characteristic of the company itself, and the difficulties associated with internationalization affect the strategic approach of SMEs during the internationalizations. And our results show that inhibiting factors and market characteristics have a significant influence on the strategic approach to the internationalization, which is based on the exploitations of own resource and to take advantage of economies of scale. Furthermore, and in terms of market factor, there is a need to capture new customers. And that's all from me. Thank you.
Okay, hi. Assalamualaikum to Miss Nurhana. So my name is Putri Anis and I'll be presenting for the assignment 2, which is mini research. And the topic area is international business and entrepreneur. So my first article would be cultural intelligence, entrepreneurial intentions, and the moderating role of the institutional environment. So as for the abstract, well, this research paper explores the role of cultural intelligence and the institutional environment in shaping the entrepreneurial intentions beyond the traditional focus on personal abilities. So the study employs a quantitative analysis of 224 young potential entrepreneurs who has participated in a business plan competition. So to mitigate common method bias and original full collinearity assessment approach is to utilize the assess the relationship between the variables. And also the findings is to demonstrate a positive association between cultural intelligence and also entrepreneurial intentions. So next will be the introduction for this study, which is the entrepreneurship is essential for economic growth, job creation, and innovation, as stated by Meyer and Dijon in 2018. However, there is a need to understand how individual traits like cultural intelligence relate to entrepreneurial intentions within the institutional context. So cultural intelligence refers to an individual ability to function effectively in diverse cultural settings. So the studies aims to actually fill this gap by examining how cultural intelligence influences entrepreneurial by examining the how cultural intelligence influences entrepreneurial intentions, considering the impact of the institutional environment as well. So these are for the theoretical development, which is the theory that has been used is institutional theory. It can explain the determinants of human behavior, including entrepreneurial intentions, in a given environment because institutions set and regulatory rules of the game. So these are the conceptual model. So as for the IV is the CQ, which is cultural intelligence, and which is the DV is the entrepreneurial intentions, EI, and as for the moderator is institutional environment, IE. The next is the methodology. So as for the methodology, this survey was conducted with all the 224 participants, as I mentioned just now, using convenient sampling method based on their willingness to participate. So the questionnaire was translated into Kazakh language and then back translated into English just to ensure the accuracy. So the participants completed the survey in person at a business development center. So their survey method and quantitative analysis were chosen to determine factors influencing entrepreneurial intentions effectively, while the qualitative approach could offer deeper insights into potential entrepreneurs' journeys, and it may not provide precise answers about each factor's impact on their decision to engage in entrepreneurship. So these are the result and discussion. As for the CQ, it is not supported. The hypothesis H2, which is hypothesis 2, it is supported, and also hypothesis 3 is supported also. So moving on to the next slide. these are the conclusion. So in conclusion, this study emphasized the importance of individuals possessing high cognitive, metacognitive, motivational, and behavioral cultural intelligence CQ in seizing entrepreneurial opportunities. So the findings also reveal that the institutional environment moderates this relationship, suggesting a codependence and co-evolution between CQ and institutions. Okay, so for this second article, it is cultural orientation, perceived support and participation of female student in formal entrepreneurship in the sub-Saharan economy of Ghana. So as for the abstract of the study, it investigates cultural orientations and the intentions of Ghanaian women to engage in entrepreneurship, while also at the same time examining the role of perceived support systems. The research aims to contribute to the under-researched area of women's entrepreneurship in the sub-Saharan African context, where they play significant roles in socio-economic development despite facing cultural barriers. So the findings reveals that uncertainty avoidance and power distance cultural orientations have a very significant positive and negative effects on it, respectively, on women's participations in formal entrepreneurship. So as for the introduction, organization often face challenges and adversity that can impact their functioning and performance. To address this properly, the concept of organizational resilience has emerged, emphasizing the organization's ability to cope with unexpected events, recover from crises, and thrive in the future. So resilient organizations are more adaptable, competitive, agile, and robust, bouncing back stronger from adversity. So while such research has explored resilience from adversity, has explored resilience in large firms, studies on small and medium-sized enterprises are quite limited. So SMEs can face more vulnerability due to resources, constraints, and reliance on a few customers and suppliers. So these are the theoretical development for this study, which is this theory that has been used is half-state cultural theory, which is in 1980. So the main theory underpinning this study is based on employees of IBM from 72 different countries, reveals from cultural dimensions, which is power distance, masculinity or assertiveness, uncertainty avoidance, and also collectivism. So Hofstede and Born, 1988, later identify an additional dimension as long-term orientation. So the following explores the relationship between the above cultural orientations and the intention of women to participate in formal entrepreneurship. So these are the framework for the study. There are cultural orientation, perceived support, entrepreneurship intention as the dependent variable, and also control variables as the age, employment states, and family background. That is the moderator. And also the independent variable is the cultural orientation, which is the power distance, uncertainty avoidance, and collectivism and masculinity. So next is for the methodology. The study focused on understanding the factors influencing the entrepreneurial intentions of Ghanaian women who are often underrepresented as entrepreneurs due to cultural stereotypes and barriers. So the researchers survey about 250 female students from a leading university in Ghana with only 190 valid responses used for the analysis. They measured that cultural orientations and perceived support using questionnaires are also considered control variables such as the gender, age, family background in entrepreneurship and tertiary education. So next. These are the result and discussion. So there are 4 here, which is H1A, H1B, H1C, and H1D. So for the power distance is supported as they are run the analysis, and the uncertainty avoidance are also supported. As for the collectivism are not supported. And same goes to the masculinity, which is masculine cultural orientation will significantly decrease the intention of women to participate in entrepreneurship. So it has the negative result for that. So moving on to the last one, which is the conclusion. The study provides valuable insights into the cultural dimensions that influence women's former entrepreneurial intentions in the Ghanaian context. So the findings highlight the productive role of uncertainty avoidance cultural orientation in stimulating formal entrepreneurial activities among women, and the counterproductive nature of power distance orientation, which discourage women's participations in formal entrepreneurship. So next are the third article, which is level of education and knowledge, foresight, competency, and international entrepreneurship. So as for the abstract, the purpose of this study was to explore the relationship between education, knowledge, foresight, competencies of entrepreneurs, business creation, and also internationalization in about 28 European countries. So the researchers used structural equation modeling to analyze the data and found that higher education or knowledge in a country positively influences the foresight competencies of entrepreneurs. So which in turn leads to actually more effective business creation. So these are the introduction. The study's contribution lie in its empirical investigation of the role of foresight in explaining international entrepreneurship, providing insight into how entrepreneurial activity can lead to internationalization, and expanding the understanding of international entrepreneurship through human capital's role, which is said by Smith in 2007, Honor and Kunde in 2016, and also Rizard and Jones Evans in 2016. So the research model developed not only examines the interactions of human capital elements on effective entrepreneurship, but it also investigates the effect of entrepreneurial activity on the internationalization. So these are the theoretical development. So they use human capital theory in entrepreneurial activities is largely based on the assumption that investment in education leads to higher earnings and is strongly influenced by the resource-based view of the firm. General human capital represents the basic literacy and numeracy, while specific human capital refers to the knowledge, skills, and also experience that are valuable solely in the context of entrepreneurial activities and usually measured by previous startup experience. These are the framework for this study. There are level of education knowledge as the IV, and then goes to the foresight competencies as the mediator, and then successful business creation also as the mediator, and lastly to the dependent variable, which is international intensity. So next is the methodology. The first one will be the sample data for this study was obtained from the Global Entrepreneurship Monitors Adult Population Survey, APS, Global National Level Data 2012, which provides information on the entrepreneurship and related factors to it. Second one, the data includes 28 European countries and measures total early stage entrepreneurial activity, which is TAE, as a proportion of the adult population aged between 18 until 64. And lastly would be the study employs partial least squares structural equation modeling, BLS, SEM with smart BLS software. And it is to analyze the data and test the proposed model. So this are the result and discussion. The higher level of effective business creation in a country leads to the more internationalization intensity, which is supported, and the higher the foresight competency developed, the more likely the effective business creation in a country is. That the point is also supported. The high level of education and knowledge in a country, the more foresight competency developed by the human capital in this country. That is also supported. And lastly will be the higher the level of education or knowledge, the more effective business creation in a country, which is also supported. So last will be the conclusion. The result emphasized the importance of entrepreneurial-oriented human capital in promoting employment and value creation in international markets. So the policymakers should develop robust educational system to foster innovation, entrepreneurship, and opportunity recognition, enabling the entrepreneurs to predict the future trends and capitalize on the opportunities in domestic and also the global environment. So this will be my last article, which is the International Business Opportunity Recognition and Development. So as for the abstract, the understanding of how international business opportunities, which is IBOs in short, are recognized and developed is crucial for the study of international entrepreneurship. This research draws upon entrepreneurial cognition research and entrepreneurial judgment perspective to develop a model that considers three essential drivers, which is social networks, international experience, and a proactive mindset in the recognition and development of IBOs. Next will be the introduction. The study focuses on the resilience of immigrant-led small and medium enterprises in Europe, which face unique challenges in starting and sustaining their businesses compared to their mainstream counterparts. The study draws upon the social embeddedness theory, emphasizing the role of social relationship in economic activities. And it is to examine how immigrant entrepreneurs manage their businesses in the context of their network structure. So for this one is use social embeddedness theory, which is emphasize the role of social relationship in economic activity. And both relational and structural embeddedness are essential because they allow the members of immigrant networks to access community, financial, and also non-financial resources within the host country. Oh, and then these are the framework. There are two negative hypotheses and two positive hypotheses, which is the first one and the second one are negative, and the third one and the fourth one are positive. Next would be the methodology. So this study has several limitations pointing towards potential areas for future research. Firstly, certain variables like firm's performance were not measured as precisely as desired, affecting the precision of discussing detected effects. Secondly, the cross-sectional nature of the data-restricted tracking planning decisions, business threatening experiences, and also firm resilience over time. And lastly would be, although the authors address endogeneity concerns using unexpected events, longitudinal data could strengthen causal relationship discussions. So these are the results and discussion, which is not supported for the first and the second, and for the third and fourth are supported, which is there is a positive relationship between planning for adversity and business performance, and also having experienced a crisis in recent years positively moderates the association between immigrant-led SMEs, planning, and business performance. And then for the last one would be there are more for the hypothesis, which is here are all supported. Planning for the diversity among immigrant-led and native-led businesses, the moderating role of running a business in enclave sectors, planning for adversity and business performance, the moderating role of crisis on firm performance, and also adversity planning, immigrant entrepreneurs, and performance. So lastly would be the conclusion for this study. Overall, the research sheds light on the importance of planning for adversity among immigrant entrepreneurs and its impact on firm performance, despite the limitations such as the cross-sectional nature of the data and the lack of information on firms that face crisis but did not survive. So I guess that is all from me. Thank you very much.